Hey everybody, my name is Grant. I'm 59 years old, and today I'm going to help you grow big shirt-busting biceps. Okay? Now, before we get into the 3 exercises you should be doing, simple exercises, we're going to talk about something I wish I was told 30 years ago, and just the difference between the long head and the short head of the biceps. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is when you're getting older, 50, 60 plus, you should be more focused on time under tension. That's important when you're younger as well, but when we're younger, we know we just want to heave heavy weights and get through the workout. But now we have to train smarter because our bodies can't take that abuse anymore. And training smarter means we don't have to throw those big weights anymore. So one thing I want you to remember now here is, I'm going to tell you this. Time under tension. When you're lifting your weights, whether you're doing biceps, quadriceps, whatever you're doing, back, calves, you want to focus on the amount of time that you have the muscle under constant tension, okay? That's what's important here, okay? Now, when you're doing something like biceps and dumbbells, which is what we're going to be focusing on, don't alternate. Okay? If you alternate, what are you doing here? You're letting the bottom arm rest, right? So now you're taking the tension off. So your time under tension, every time you drop down and you you let it hang here, you're starting over, right? So if you're doing dumbbells, you take both, you either go together, okay? Or one at a time. You still hold your other one, right? Counterweight, whatever, one at a time. Now, if you do this together or one at a time, you're keeping that muscle under tension, okay? Okay, those things are important. Just remember that. Now, when it comes to biceps, you have your short head, which is the bigger, meatier one on the inside of the bicep, and then you have your outer one, which is the long head, okay? Which is it's not as easy to grow, but when you do grow it, it makes a big difference on how you appear in a t-shirt or a shirt, whatever, because you're training the outer part of your muscles, okay? So you're in the outward part. You can have big biceps and triceps, inner tris and biceps, but if they're hidden from your t-shirt, or from your, the outer part of your arm, you're not going to see it, right? So you want to train those vanity muscles, right? So when you think about this, when you're training your short head, you can train a little heavier. When you're training your long head, you should train a lighter, okay? Regardless, you want to focus on time under tension. And if you're focusing on time under tension, you don't have to do really heavy weights. So for instance, dumbbell curls for short head, maybe you can curl 40 pounds, 50 pounds. Good for you. But as far as building quality muscle goes, you don't need to, okay? So now we're going to start. The 3 exercises are, we're going to do 2 variations of dumbbell curls, and we're going to do one, which is the hammer. So everybody knows these, okay? But we're going to talk a little bit more as we do them. So now, training, and we want to train that inner part of the bicep, which is the short head. What we want to do, you want to lift your dumbbells up, just so that your arms are beside you, but lift up your arms naturally. Don't bring them in, don't pull them out. If you bring them up naturally, okay, like this, you're going to be training most of the short head, but of course a little bit of the long head. It just happens, right? It's 2 muscles, but you're still, the movement you're doing forces tension on both, however, a little more on the short head. So now, when you're doing this one, what you want to do is, you don't want your dumbbell to be in, because once you have your dumbbell coming inward, Now you're training more on the long head, okay? So you want to keep it out and natural. So however your arms hang, so if you just took your palms facing up and you just went down naturally with your upper arms beside you, that's how you're going to train your short head, okay? You're going to get maximum muscle attention right there, okay? So that's your short head, okay? Now, when you're doing your long head, all you have to do is take your hands from the natural position of hanging like this with palms facing forward, bring them in a bit, and when you bring them up, what you're going to do is you're just going to your hands a little twist. You want your pinkies up at the end. You just want to squeeze the pinky up. So you want to bring this up in the front of you, and you just get a little twist. And when you do that, you're going to notice that your long head here, once you start working it, you're going to feel the muscle moving and getting hard and getting pumped, right? So bring it in, and you don't need to have the dumbbells in a grip like this and twist them up, right? So you just have to hold them with palms up, and just when you bring them up, you give them a little twist. Now these ones, you're going to have to do them one at a time, because when you're doing for the short head and you're going outward, you can do both at the same time, no problem. But this, obviously, you're going to bang into, your dumbbells are going to bang into each other, right? So if you do one, now when I get up to the top, I'm going to need a little twist there, okay? Bring it again, a little twist. A little twist, little twist, okay? Same with the other one. Little twist, bring it up, little twist. Now when I'm doing that, I can feel that outer bicep at the long one. I can see it working. All right, sorry, I can I can feel it working a little bit. Okay? So, and you're going to want to do that twice a week at minimum, probably 2 or 3 sets. And I would go till just about failure. Don't go right till failure, especially if you're a little stronger. You don't want to work the muscle too much. You just want to get enough so that you're getting a good pump. Lastly, the third exercise is hammer curls, simple hammer curls, because you want to work that brachialis, because the brachialis that goes into the forearm and up into the bicep actually shoots under the bicep on the side there, so it's going to actually thicken it and spread out that bicep when you do it. Now for these ones, I would just lift them up. I would just let your whichever, do one at a time, and whichever hand you have it in, just bring it up naturally, so that if you were just standing with your palms facing your sides, right, and that's how you're going to bring it up, okay? You don't need to do anything fancy or anything, just straight up. You want to keep your upper arm still, bring it up, and that's going to work your brachialis in there, a little bit in the forearms, a little bit underneath the biceps. And as you get better at this, you can do different variations, but this is the key right here. You do this one with those other two, and you do this one, you do 2 sets of this, okay? Just straight up, and you want to get, if you got 20 reps, some people might say, well, that's too many. I don't think so. If you're getting a good pump and a good work and you can really feel it, and you notice something in a few weeks in the t-shirts, you're noticing it, they're getting a little tighter around your arms, then you're nailing it, right? Okay, so that's basically it. So you want to do 2 sets of the short head dumbbell curls, 2 sets for the long head, where you're curling kind of in front of your body, and then you want to do 2 sets of the hammers, okay? And remember, time under tension, and don't alternate, because then as soon as you alternate, you lose that tension. I hope that helps. I hope that your biceps get as huge as you want them to, because when the sun's out, the guns are out this summer, so let's get at it.